Hi, welcome to Midwest Martial Arts. I'm Chris, and today we're going to be going over testing techniques for white belt. So this is going to include the various kicks and punches that you're going to be doing for your test. Let's move on to a basic fighting stance. So Jack, you go to a fighting stance, please? From this position, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. So you'll notice that Jack has all his toes pointing in the same direction. His are pointed about 45 degrees. You can point your toes straight forward. You can point them sideways, just so long as your toes are pointing in the same direction. He then has a nice bend in the knees with his weight distributed 50-50. So his weight's right in the middle. He can throw a punch with his front hand, a punch with his back hand, kick with his front foot, kick with his back foot. He also has bent knees, which will make sure he has an athletic stance. Now this is very important in martial arts because you want to always be athletic. Next, Jack makes sure he has his hands up and he has his hands rolled into a fist. So when you roll your hand into a fist, you want to curl your fingers and you're going to lay your thumb over the tops of the front of your hand. Let's move on to how to throw some basic punches. So, the first thing you're going to need is a pair of gloves. This provides extra wrist protection. Make sure your hands stay injury free. And with the pad holder, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the jab punch, which is going to be with our front hand. So, starting back into our fighting stance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my hand, and with my shoulder, I want to punch through the bag. So, an important thing to note here is when I punch, I don't let my elbow flare out and throw with my arm this way. What I do is I keep my arm tucked in and I use my shoulder and my body to twist and rotate the punch. So I should be hitting, if I had my glove off, with the first two knuckles of the fist. In this case, I want to hit with the front part of the glove. So from here, turn and punch. Now, when I finish, bring my hands right back. Now the second part of this is throwing a cross punch. So the jab punch was with my front hand, I'm starting with my left foot forward, and the cross punch is going to be with the right hand. So when I put the two punches together, it's going to look like this. Throw the jab, bring it back, throw the cross. Now we want to make this as fluid as possible. I'll throw two punches, one right after the other. And the other side, once I switch feet, I'm going to be throwing with the front hand again. So in this case, it's going to be the right hand. I'm going to bring my hand right back up, fire the second punch. Now, to get a little bit more power out of your punches, what you want to do is put your hip into the punch. So once I throw my jab, I don't generate power by twisting my shoulder harder because, look, that's going to throw me off balance. I'm going to go right from the jab. I'm going to turn my hip, and I'm going to use that to add additional power to my punch. Up next, we're going to learn how to throw kicks. The first kick we're going to learn how to throw is called a front kick. This is going to be the base for all of your other kicks you're going to learn. So, getting back into our fighting stance, remember, keep your toes pointing the same direction, knees bent, hands up. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my back leg. So from here, what I'm going to do is called a chamber, meaning bend, kick, bend. So what I do is first I pick up my knee bent, I extend my leg out, bring it back, and I land right back where I started, making sure I get in the same fighting stance as before. So starting once again with the back leg, bend, kick, bend, and bring it back. Now speeding it up a little bit, you want to make the bend, kick, bend as smooth as possible. Now from the side, remember to bend, kick, bend again. So bend, kick, bend, bring it back, and then smooth it out as you get used to throwing a bend, kick, bend, or a chamber when you kick. Notice when I kick a hand target, what I'm doing is I'm kicking with the top of my foot. Now traditionally when you throw this kick, you would throw it with the ball of the foot, this way. So in order to protect the foot, we don't want to cause injury when we're first learning a kick, so that's why we're going to kick with the top of the foot. Until we're used to throwing this type of kick, then you can transition it and start throwing with the ball again. The next kick in the lesson is roundhouse kick. So roundhouse kick is going to be completely different than front kick, but it's going to use the same principles. So to start a roundhouse kick, what I'm going to first do is turn my feet, Then I'm going to turn my shoulders, point them right at the target. I'm going to pick up my leg, chambering the same way I did with front kick, except my leg's going to be turned sideways. Then I'm still going to kick, and then rechamber, and set my leg back down. So one more time, turn your feet, turn your shoulders, pick up your leg, kick, and bring it back. One last time, turn your feet, turn your shoulders, pick up your leg, kick, and back. Same thing as front kick. Once you get the motion down, try to smooth it out. Now the last kick we're going to go over for basic wipeout techniques is axe kick. Axe kick is completely different than either front kick or roundhouse kick because there is no chamber involved in the kick. So, starting from my fighting stance, what I'm going to do is instead of doing any bend kick bend, I'm going to do the same motion as a front kick, which is straight on, but I'm going to do it with the straight leg. So by picking my leg straight up, I'm going to swing it up overhead, and then I'm going to kick the top of the bag with the bottom of my foot. So it's going to look like this. Notice I don't bend my leg at all in this kick. And then when you get your leg all the way up to the top, you can relax and just let your leg drop and hit the bag. So this kick involves more effort on the way up and very little on the way down.